So I want to go ahead and I want to introduce myself. My name is Richard, and I am Celebrity's first digital manager, the third digital manager in the fleet. So we do have 2 other digital managers because we've started our digital rollout on Allure and Oasis already. Equinox will be coming very soon. I can't give you an actual date, but Equinox is going to be the first digital ship in the fleet. And this is something really cool. This is something that was being made for Edge, but instead of taking it and putting it on Edge and starting it on Edge, we might as well start it beforehand on some other ships and give you a little idea of what's going on. So my position on board is the digital manager, and when all this cool digital tech comes on board, I'm the person that's in charge of all that digital tech and all of that. Now, if you saw the video coming in, you saw the video coming in. If you didn't, I just want to give you a little idea of some stuff that Celebrity has coming in the future and Royal has coming in the future and all of those. Imagine when you go to the terminal, instead of walking to the ship, you can take one of these guys. This is something that we're working on right now, is these little remote-controlled self-driving cars that will drive you around the terminals and different things like that, to give you a little idea. And you've got a lot of different cool things. This is the one that everybody loves, is how do you order a drink? Come on, drink. Show me how I order a drink. Oh, here we go. This is how you'd actually go about ordering a drink. So you see, it's happy hour, and then you choose what drink you want, and then you can order the drink, and it'll ask you what you want. And here's the cool thing. It's going to know exactly where you are on the ship. So you're going to be able to order a drink by the pool, and the bartender will be able to find you by the pool. And I was like, how does this work? I'll give you an example. You see, this is, I shouldn't show this, but I don't care. This is an app that's going to be built into the trays of all the bartenders. So you see, here's the beer, just to show you how far this all goes. So here's the beer. Here is an iPhone built into the tray, which shows the picture of you as well as where you're seated. So this is in the theater, and you see I was on the front left, and there's my picture. And it's really, really cool. This is where this tech's going. So instead of having to wave down a bartender or other things like that, you'll be able to just place an order from your phone. You order your drink from your phone and you go there. And this is stuff that's designed for the Edge, but it's going to be out long before the Edge. It's going to be out on some of our other ships long before the Edge. It'll probably be here by Q2 of next year, by the second quarter, by February, March of next year. All of this cool tech is going to be here. I think one of the cool things, you know how you have to wait in the line and they have to punch you on and off the ship? Yeah. This is the future of that. Just for fun, I'll show you this. This is the security guard of the future. It scans your face as you come on the ship, bings you in, scans your face as you leave the ship, bings you out, to give you a really cool idea. This is not that far out. This is something that Royal announced very recently. This is games that you can play around the ship in augmented reality. So you can point at a poster, and that poster will automatically come to life. So you have ring toss games, you have all those other ones. But I think where it really comes down to is a transformative experience. The coolest thing I did was virtual reality dining. And I would love to put VR headsets on all of you and show you what virtual reality dining is. But imagine you sit down at a table, there's no food there. The food appears in a headset, you reach out, you grab the food, and there's actually food there. I don't like sushi. I didn't know what I was eating. I reached out, I grabbed this little ball that was tuna sushi. I was like, I didn't know what it was, so it was good. Because I didn't know it was sushi. But that's the whole basic idea. And I think where it gets even cooler is this is the cabin of the future, is that the ceiling won't exist. You'll be able to look up as if you're looking in the ship. Now, this is not something that's coming on the edge. This is something a few years beyond. If you understood what I said, then you understood what I said. If you know anything about Celebrity ship naming rollout, that's why it's called Beyond. But the whole idea is, I didn't say anything, you just understood some stuff. But like this is a Sky Suite that's going to be on the edge, and it's going to be fully automated. And like you could say with Siri, and you could say all these kinds of things, it's all going to be on there. And it's all built on technology layers. And I think here's the important thing. Royal Caribbean built a new company inside of their company to do all the tech. So I'm the digital manager, and we've hired people from Disney, we've hired people from Apple, we've hired people from Google, from Amazon, and it's really quite cool. And there was an event in New York City on Friday, so last Friday, that I went to, and that's kind of what I'm showing you. But here's where the mindset goes. Yes, there's all of this different tech, there's all of these different things, but I think the loaded question that a lot of people have is, okay, we've got this tech, but half of you in the room are still using AOL. Or using Yahoo, or using Hotmail. So I think what I want to show you today is I've shown you a little bit of the tech, but what I want to show you is I want to show you some really cool personal technology. Some really cool stuff, along with some stuff I just picked up in New York City, because I am a gadget nerd, and I love gadgets like no other. So I have a really cool gadget. I'll show you one that this is pointless, but everybody loves this gadget. This is actually from the Museum of Modern Art. It is a gadget, but it's a modern art gadget, and it makes me feel very powerful every time I show this gadget. Because it looks like a book, right?
Yeah.
Ah, let there be light. Ah. But here's the cool thing. It also has an iPhone charger built right inside of it. And it's just cool how art is becoming technology and technology is becoming art. And I think that's where things get really cool. And the one piece, okay, some of us, anybody have a smartwatch, an Apple Watch, and Android? Okay. You've got smartwatches. You might have something smart in your wallet with the chips on your card and other things like that. But the thing we still don't have is smart clothing. I picked this up in New York City. This is a little bit far out there, but I'm going to tell you, I had to fly to New York with almost no notice from the Caribbean. So did I have a jacket with me? No. Who brings a jacket to the Caribbean? I got a cold because I went on Saturday, I went from 32 degrees Fahrenheit in New York City to 80 degrees Fahrenheit in Curacao. So, yeah, but this is really cool. This is actually a jacket from Google, and this is the origins of some tech. It's called Google Jacquard. Let me spell it right. Jacquard. And it's a jacket with technology built in, and I know some of you are looking at me right now and saying, why do you need technology built into a jacket? So this was designed for people, what this was designed for is this is designed for people who are on motorcycles and bicycles and things like that. It's a commuter jacket, but I want to show you where this tech really comes into play. Let's say for a minute I happen to be watching a video on YouTube on my phone. Let's open this up. President Clinton, it says. I don't know what this is. But let's say I happen to be watching a video on YouTube, if he wants to play. And what's cool is YouTube video probably won't play. Let me go ahead and use something a little bit differently, because I'm mirroring it onto the screen. Okay. So say I'm watching this video and I want to pause it. No, you don't want to play? Maybe you did.
Congratulations.
Let me show you. It's still a little bit early, and I've only had it for about 4 days. But the cool thing is there are threads in. Oh, here we go. There's threads inside of the jacket, and it connects wirelessly. Let's say I wanted to stop that. My phone's over there. If I want to go to the next song, I can swipe forward. I can swipe backward to raise the volume and all of that. Now, the thing is, this is stuff that right now has a premium price to it, and you're not going to see it out nowadays. But in the next few years, this is going to be the norm. I think that's the really cool thing. And if I want to play the music again, or let's say I wanted to know, I've got to remember how I programmed this. If I wanted to know what time it was,
it is 12:10 on Tuesday, November 14th.
Now, where is the speaker? That's what
How are you doing that on a bike?
what?
How are you steering?
What? Well, how are you doing? Okay, let me give you. So you ask a question, and it's designed as a commuter jacket. I don't commute. I take an elevator to work every day, so it's a long commute. It's designed as a commuter jacket. But if you're in New York City, you're driving somewhere like that. Do you want to look down and look at your GPS directions, or do you just want to swipe up?
It is 12:10 on Tuesday,
I went the wrong way.
November 14th.
Okay, that's what I've heard. If I want to swipe down, it's going to try and find me directions to the Empire State Building, which is nowhere near.
Unable to determine your location.
Okay, but if you
Unable to
have a
determine your
location
location.
inside of Google Maps.
Unable to determine your location.
Thank you. I swiped it 3 times. If you have a location inside of Google Maps, it can find you. Here's the cool thing. This is the start. This is what a lot of tech winds up being built on. I think that's what's really cool. Is a lot of the tech goes built on this kind of tech. There's only one store in the whole wide world that sells this right now. It's a Levi's store right next to Google's New York headquarters. But I was like, I had to have one. I had to have one. I'm wearing Alexa, and I can safely say Alexa because she's not here today. So generally I wouldn't say the word Alexa, but I can safely say it. But I think that's cool, and those are gadgets that you can get, and I love integrated gadgets, but how many of you have iPhones? I think a lot of us probably have iPhones or iPads. And in iOS, it's not too heavy. I'm going to tell you, I left the ship with 4 shirts and 3 pairs of pants. In New York City, I layered every shirt I had and 2 pairs of pants because this Miami native does not like 32-degree weather. I kept asking if it was going to snow, and they said, no, it's not going to snow. And I was like, oh, that's sad. But what I want to show you is this is where things start to get really cool, is that you can actually do a lot of new cool tech if you just have an iPhone and you don't have anything new. There's something called augmented reality. And it's very similar. Let me open what I was showing you before, because I think it relates very similar to these. When we were talking about this little ring toss game, this is nothing new. This is just something that's kind of a augmentation on this. So imagine if you could just point your phone at something, and then something layers over it. It's something called augmented reality. It's not virtual reality where you put a headset in. But you go, what's the use of augmented reality for me? How many of you have ever shopped at IKEA? So if you've shopped at IKEA before, there's a really cool new app, as long as you have iOS 11 on your device, called IKEA Place. Let me see if IKEA Place wants to play. IKEA Place has said, nope, I don't want to play. But what IKEA Place lets you do is it lets you place your furniture virtually around your entire house. So you can actually, I don't know why IKEA is being, I guess it doesn't want to go out to the screen. Let me go ahead and see if I can get him to play without the screen. Is IKEA Place lets you place, nope, IKEA Place has just said, nope, I got another one to show you. It lets you place your furniture all around the house. It lets you do all of these different things. How many of you have grandkids? Kids. This is one that's really cool for grandkids. Let me see if any of my augmented reality ones want to play. Is called My Caterpillar. Nope. All these AR ones are like, nope. I guess we're going to skip AR. Oh, actually, this one will work. So this is called Tap Measure. These are all augmented reality. How many times have you had to measure something? You need a measuring tape. To measure that thing you need to measure. All the time. So this uses augmented reality to actually measure things. And that's where this starts to get really cool. And the thing is, by the time you see this tech on ships, you're going to be familiar with it, if that makes sense. You're going to know because you're going to use it in other ways. So let's say I wanted to measure the length of this screen. Yep. So I can hit quick measure. And if I want to measure the length of this screen, it wants to initialize tracking. Okay? And then I point it at the floor. And I tap once it's detected. Tap to place the first point. So I'm going to put a point right here at this end of the screen. And now I can see that this screen is 7 foot 9 inches across. It's showing me. It's very tiny on the screen, but we can measure anything we want. If you watch, I'll show you where it is. It shows, there's a little thing that says 0 feet. I'm going to turn off this light for a second so maybe you can see a little better. See that little? So I'm anchoring a point, and it can actually measure that point in space. So it'll actually measure that point in space, and I can measure out an entire room. So I can see how far it is from this chair to this chair, or this chair to this chair. And here's the cool thing. All the points I've measured are still there in space. Remember I measured that? I measured the screen. I measured it right there. This is what's called augmented reality, and that's where it gets really cool, is you can actually augment your reality. So what I think is interesting, Samsung and those other companies have made things that you take your phone and you go like that. That's not going to be successful because that cuts you off from the world. So whatever company figures out augmented reality, which in my opinion might be a fruit company, whatever company figures out augmented reality wins the game. So this is called AR Kit, and the IKEA one's really cool. There's ones for IKEA, there's ones for the Hungry Caterpillar. Here's another really cool one that's not going to play because it doesn't like playing out on the screen. I'll figure out why it doesn't like playing on the screen later. But that's called augmented reality, and that's how you can augment your reality. But here's a question I have for you. Backups. How many of you back your pictures up? You went on the cruise. We went on a 9-10-day cruise. Where do you back your pictures up to? Oh, iCloud.
Google Photos.
Okay. We're going there. Dropbox. So here's the important thing. I do not use iCloud. I do not like iCloud. I do not believe in iCloud. I think that iCloud is trash. And you're hearing someone that, I don't work for the iLounge anymore. I can make a statement like that. Now, to be honest with you, I use an iPhone 10. So, obviously, I should like Apple things. I personally love Apple hardware. Apple hardware is the best. Anybody have an iPhone 10 yet? You do? Literally, you just take a look at it, and it unlocks. You don't need to use the fingerprint. You don't need to use anything like that. Or you can do the little dumb emoji thing. Let me find the dumb emoji thing. This one just makes me laugh. My dad shouldn't be writing things. Okay, here we go. So I can do the little emoji thing, and you see the panda bear there. Ha! And as I talk, the panda bear is following me. And if I close my eyes, do the panda bears close its eyes? But here's the thing. Apple makes great hardware, in my opinion, but their software nowadays is not the greatest. iCloud. Can anybody say that their stuff is actually backed up to the iCloud and show me exactly where it is? Or you just trust it?
I trust it. You gotta believe.
I've had a lot of people in the past. Now, here's the important thing to understand. Apple makes money when you buy the device. So they have no incentive to make sure that after you buy the device, all your stuff on it's backed up for free. Google, on the other hand, only makes money when you use their service. Does that make sense? So Google makes money when you use Google. You know, Facebook makes money when you use Facebook. So I think what's interesting, what I like to use is I use a great application called Google Photos. And I know this is a scenario that we've all had at some point in the past before. I'm going to show you the scenario. This is a scenario we've all had in the past before on our
Okay, just like that.
Okay. Am I getting everybody in it?
All right, take a picture this time, ready?
1,
2, 3. Ah, I missed it. Do it again.
ready, set, go! Oh, Laura's holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa all by herself. Dang it!
Take as many photos as you want without running out of space. Introducing free.
Now, I know that's happened to all of you before. Now, I'll give you another example, and then I'm going to show you how the app actually works. This is another example that happens every year.
Your phone has been there for you. It's seen your best side and your worst days. It's there for you in the mornings, and it's the last thing you see at night. You go everywhere together. Everywhere. You've even saved its life. It's your loved ones, your love notes, and your memories. It's been there through it all, in the palm of your hand. But forget that old piece of garbage, because you just got a brand new phone and it is glorious. It's got everything except your photos. So get the Google Photos app, and all the photos on your old phone will be waiting for you on your new phone automatically. It's a holiday miracle. Happier holidays from Google Photos.
So here's the thing. My mom always told me that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And here's the thing. In life, there are very few things that I'm willing to tell you the advertising is 100% correct. If you've used Google Photos, the advertising is actually 100% correct. I got my iPhone about a week and a half ago, and some people are going to think what I'm about to do is crazy. I'm going to pull up a photo from 1997 on my iPhone right now. Let me get it. Let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up a photo. I might do it on my, I'll pull it on my iPhone. So I'm going to pull up a photo from 1997 in Google Photos. I'm looking for a picture of me and my sister. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I don't think it's going to show the whole thing. I'm looking for a picture of me and my sister on a ship as children. So I type in Richard and Leslie, ship, children. And I should get one single solitary picture from 1997 of me and my sister on the Century as children. Google Photos lets you carry your entire photo and video collection from across your iPhone, your iPad, your Windows computer, your Mac, and your Android phone, unlimited for free. That's what's really, really cool. If you are not using Google Photos, It is now time to start using Google Photos. In the past, I know some of you might have used something called Flickr. Heard of Flickr?
Yeah.
You know who owns Flickr? Yahoo. You know who owns Yahoo now? Verizon. You know who's shutting down Yahoo before the end of the year? Verizon. If any of you are still actively using a Yahoo account, I have a very simple question for you. Why? You know that Yahoo came clean and said that every single one of their accounts was hacked. And you're still using it. But, story for later in the class. We'll talk about how you transition this. You didn't get the news because you checked Yahoo News. It's okay. But I want to, you use Gmail, okay. So I want to show you Google Photos. This is a free application. You can install it on your iPhone, on your iPad, on your Android, on your Windows computer, on your Mac computer. And it will back up all of your photos and all of your videos unlimited to the cloud for free. So what you do, you go to the App Store. I'm going to show you here. It's a little weird how I have to show it, but this is the way it's got to be shown because it doesn't like showing elsewise. So I go to the, you want to go sideways? Maybe? Did I lock rotation? Let's try that. Okay, I guess I'm going to go up now. So you see, I go to the App Store, and then I can get the application Google Photos. Right there, it's free. Now to get it on the Apple device, you're going to need your Apple password. Anybody have an Android device in here? It's probably just called Photos on your Android device. So it's just called Photos. If you have an Android device from the last 2 or 3 years, Google Photos is already built in. But if I click right here on Google Photos, once it installs, it's going to say, Google Photos would like to access your photos. Why do they need to ask that? Lawyers. They'll send me notifications. Yeah. Yeah, I got to ask like 4 questions. And it's going to say, do you want to back up and sync all of your photos and all of your videos from the camera roll of this device? And you say, yeah, why not? And as soon as you click that, all of your photos, all of your videos from across that device will go up into the Google Photos cloud for free. That's what's really cool. Now, if you have an iCloud, I guarantee half of you in this room have gotten the message that says, your iCloud is running the storage.
Yes, yes.
Because I got, yeah, you've got that message? You got a question?
Yeah. I don't have an iPhone or an Android phone, but I have a PC.
Of course, I'll show you the PC side. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you the PC side. So it will back up on your phone across all of this, but you can also access it on the PC. And the thing is, likely, even if you have a phone, you might not have a phone, you only have the most recent year or so of photos since you got the phone on your phone. You probably have folders in your My Pictures folder that go back years and years and years and years and years and years. So on the phones and on the tablets, you just install the Google Photos application. On your computer, what you do is a little bit different. You just go to the website, photos.google.com. I'm going to go to the website. Let me open up my Google Chrome. So I open up the website, photos.google.com. Now I'm going to give you, let it open up. So this is my Google Photos. I'm not sure what's going to show up here. I didn't pre-edit this. Didn't plan on doing this. But this is my Google Photos, and if you have a computer, so it's got some stuff from yesterday, if you have a computer, what you do is when you go to photos.google.com, now you have a Gmail account, correct? Or not yet? You have a Gmail account, so you go to photos.google.com. Here's the great thing. Don't waste your time taking a picture of this. I'm going to tell you, all of these classes are online. So I have a full Google Photos class. That's an hour and a half. It's completely free. I'll explain to you how to get to it before the end of the class. I'm saying, trust me. So you see those 3 little bars in the upper left-hand corner? Let me point them out so you can see what's going on here. We got those 3 little bars in the upper left-hand corner. If you click those 3 little bars on your computer, there is a thing that says App Downloads. And what you're going to do is you're going to say Download, Backup, and Sync. And what that's going to do is that's going to install a little program on your computer. I'm pretty sure I have it on my laptop. Let me just double check real quick.
It looks like a rocket ship.
No, it does not look, it looks like a cloud. And when you use the backup and sync, what you'll do is you'll say get started. It'll ask you to sign in with your Google account. And then it's going to ask you an important question that I think you may know the answer to. Okay, where are all of your pictures on your computer? If you're a Mac person, they're likely in iPhoto or Photos. If you're a Windows person, they're probably in your My Pictures folder. If you're like me, they're in what you call a fuster clock. Just all over. So what you do is you'd sign in on here, the same way you do it on your iPhone or your iPad. Richard@richard.com. and I hit next. And then I type in. Oh, I gotta remember my password. And then it's gonna say, okay, well, welcome to Google Photos. Where are your photos? And it will recommend places that your photos might be. They might be near my pictures folder. They might be near my documents folder. My friend over here, it might be in your Dropbox. So you might have them in your Dropbox as well. It's going to say, one moment, please. And it's going to log me in. And then it's going to say, where are the pictures on my MacBook Pro? It will automatically, I'm letting it load up, will automatically ignore duplicate photos.
Wow.
It is not going to clean your duplicates, because that's too big of a job. So I could say back up all my photos and videos, and then I just define where my photos and videos are. So in selected folders, my screen is slightly too large for this, but I would click there, and I would click a button that is invisible down here. Let me see if I can fix this and make this come out a little bit more visible. Okay. Okay. Hopefully nothing crazy happens. Confirm. All right. So it's going to say, what do you want to back up? And we hit next. And it's going to say, okay, you've got photos on your desktop, you've got photos in your documents, and you've got photos in your pictures. We're going to back up everything that's in those folders. Once you have that, what? Did my mic go dead? Hey-ho. I guess I'm going to talk loud. Once you have that in your folder, so I leave an extra one here. Okay. So once you have that set up, it's going to upload all of your pictures and all of your videos to Google Photos. And where it gets cool, how many of you already have a library of photos and videos? Is it easy to search that library of photos and videos? No. So here's the cool thing. Once you've got Google Photos set up, and it uploads your pictures from your phone, from your tablet, from your computer, from everything like that, once you have that, then what you can do is you can go ahead and you can search it. And you can get very specific. So if I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to go for Richard drinking, it's going to show me all the pictures of Richard drinking. Now it asked me who Richard was. So when you open up Google Photos, it's going to ask you to identify people, but I can get Richard drinking, and then there's all the pictures of me drinking over time. Now the cool thing is I can get even more specific. So that's Richard drinking, but sometimes I'm drinking like not beer. So I can just type in Richard drinking beer.
Unclothed.
Unclothed? My God! But I can go in and I can say Richard drinking beer with Robert. And I'll get pictures of Richard drinking beer with Robert. There's only a single picture of me and Robert drinking beer together. Now, all I ever did was told it who I was and who Robert was, and you'll notice that it didn't even know. Let me hit cancel here. There were so many items that were synced. It didn't even know. See, it doesn't have a face-on picture of Robert. It doesn't see his entire face, but it can still interpret that that's Robert based on data. This is machine learning. This is really quite cool. Or I can even look at things based on location. So I can type in Richard and Julie, New York City. And that's going to show me pictures of me and Julie in New York City. Julie's my sister. So we'll get Richard and Julie in New York City. But we can get even more specific. If we want Richard and Julie in New York City in the snow, I can type in Richard and Julie, New York City snow, and I will get pictures of Richard and Julie in New York City in the snow. Yeah?
I thought you said it eliminated duplicates, but it looks like
Aha.
in the sets of pictures we're seeing that there are a lot of duplicates.
You're not seeing duplicates. These are duplicates I've made, but they're actually they're intentionally there. Yeah.
Okay.
They're intentionally there. These are unique photos. You'll notice that there's slightly different bends in the knees. That they're actually I like to take burst photos to answer your question. So yeah.
How do you download to your device for offline use?
Ah, good question. So how do you download to your device for offline use? So on your iPhones and on your iPads with the little share function, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, the little place where you would share something and send it to email, there's a function that says download offline. On a computer, let's say, okay, I'll tell you for an example. I don't have this picture right here on my computer. I think that's your loaded question you have. It's in Google Photos, it's in the app, but it's not on my computer. So how would I go ahead and grab that picture? What I would do is if I click on it, it's a good question. There's these three little bubbles right here, And if I click right there, there's a function that says download, and it will actually pull a JPEG directly off the website. So I hit download. It's going to take a few seconds, and there we go. So that's on the website, and then this is a JPEG. So that's the actual picture. So what it does is it uploads pictures in full quality up to 16 megapixels, and video in full quality up to full HD, 1080p. If you upload a 4K video, it's going to crunch it down to 1080p. If you upload a 25 megapixel picture, it's going to crunch it down to 16. You can pay additional for full resolution, but what I want you to understand is if you're taking pictures with your phone or your tablet or even most little point and shoot cameras, they don't have more than 16 megapixels of information on them most of them. Yeah?
You had mentioned that you only have backup of 3.4 gigabytes, and now
Well, we're talking about 3.4 gigabytes. I don't know where I said that.
Did you say that on the cloud? You said
Oh, you have 5 gigs of storage in the Apple Cloud, in the iCloud.
Well, so you've got when you back up your computer.
When you back up the photos on your computer, I have 500,000 photos and videos in my Google Photos library. So it is, I re-downloaded, it's 650 gigabytes.
But that's separate from the cloud. Google Cloud is what
This is part of the Google Cloud. This is part of Google Drive. So photos, much like Dropbox, photos take up space in Dropbox. Photos do not take up space in Google Drive. So your photos don't take up space, your documents and other things do. So photos and videos don't take up space in Google Drive. I think that's the important thing to understand.
So you're saying you can download as much as you want?
The correct verbiage is upload, because you're sending them up. So yes, you can upload as much as you want. Yeah, in the back.
If you take raw images,
Aha.
as I do, and they're on my MacBook Pro,
Yep.
how can I back up or upload only my
So-
JPEG
Aha.
images and not my raw?
It will ignore RAWs. So it will ignore RAWs, it will only pull JPEGs. There are settings in that little app I showed you, the Uploady app. There are settings in that little Uploady app that will only upload the JPEG. So you shoot in RAW plus JPEG. I know I'm talking Chinese to some of you, it's okay. It's just a fancy way to take pictures. So yeah, shoot in RAW plus JPEG, it'll just upload the JPEGs. It ignores RAW by default unless you check on a box to upload RAW.
Thank you.
In the back,
Right now I'm paying, I think, 99 cents a month.
for iCloud.
For iCloud.
That's good.
Yep.
And I have like 10 or 12,000 pictures, most of them on my computer,
Uh-huh.
on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So you're suggesting that if I download Google Photos,
Yep,
transfer the whole album
yep.
there, I can delete them off my phone.
And then they stream to your device, yes. So that iPhone that I showed earlier did not have any of those pictures on there. So
Be online.
you have to be on, it keeps a certain cache of photos. So I want you to understand, the photos that are on your device are on your device. You don't need to remove those photos from your device. If you have a 256 gig device, keep them on there. That's what I have. I have a 256 gig iPhone. There's no need to. The idea is this is an insurance policy. And it's also an organization structure. So it ensures that you always have a backup, and it ensures you always have an organization. Give an example. When I was in New York, I was taking pictures and video at this event. I took 27 gigs of photos and video at this little 5-hour event.
Well, what's the catch?
There is no, well, what's the catch? You know, here's the answer. What's the catch? So, you very well know, I'll tell you something right now, what's the catch? If you are somewhere and you're not paying for something, I'm going to give you a perfect example. At no point in this class am I going to try and sell you anything because I don't make revenue on board. I'm doing this class, now you're saying, well, what's the catch? The reason, and I'm going to explain to you what the Google catch is, but I'm doing this class to get the guests that are familiar with technology excited for the technology that's going to be on future ships. So that I want to explain to you that catch, but the Google catch is very interesting. The Google catch is when you upload your pictures, you are making their artificial intelligence smarter by giving them more data to make their artificial intelligence work better. So for example, if I were to take that New York City picture on a normal camera that didn't have GPS on it or anything like that, what's really quite interesting is it could use your picture in New York City that has GPS on it to compare the background and figure out that that was in New York City. So what it is you remember the cars that Google used to drive around and do the Street View cars? You have become those Street View cars. So in return for you giving them data to interpret, they're giving you free storage. Does that answer to where the catch is there a little bit for you? I'm happy to take it offline and go a little bit deeper with you, but I think that's the high level catch, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I back up, I have a MacBook Pro.
Uh-huh.
And I bought a 2 terabyte.
You bought a 2 terabyte drive, yeah.
And I use their
Yep.
backup program.
And I'm gonna get you in a few seconds.
After about 2 weeks,
Yep.
it reminds me that I haven't done a
Yep.
backup. So all my pictures are being backed up right there.
That's what you think. Can I ask you a loaded question, though?
Sure.
You have your laptop with you now? You always
No.
take your laptop? Okay, your laptop's at home. Your laptop's at home, right?
Yep.
And the hard drive's right next to the laptop, right?
Yes.
Could there be an electrical fault in the house at some point?
Could be.
Okay.
They're all plugged into a.
Doesn't matter. If there's a fire, if there's a wildfire, if someone breaks in, they steal that, you don't have an additional backup that's in the cloud. What this is this is something, I'm not trying to charge you any money, I'm not trying to tell you. The thing is, this is a free backup that is unlimited, that is a, oh no, my hard drive dropped, oh no, my house got shocked. Here's the thing, I'm a data hound. I have, on this ship, I have personally 32 terabytes of backup storage. In 2 containers I have in my office. I still don't trust them. It's not that I work on a carnival ship, but I still don't I still don't trust them. So that's the simple metric. This is an additional layer of security. So I know I have my friend who backs up RAW. I'm sure he has multiple backups of his RAW photos, but this is a JPEG layer that makes it easier to search. And if you ever need to find a picture, you can actually go right in. This is going to be slightly nerdy, but it's okay. I can hit on, there's a little I button, and I can see the actual file name of that picture, so I could then search my hard drives and find the original picture. So that's the idea, is I have this is the file name, img2684.jpg, you know, and I can see what phone it was taken with and everything like that. Now, not only that, I've got a couple more, let me see what time it is, I got a couple more little things, but not only that, but think about that Google Photos can actually edit your pictures for you. I know this sounds crazy. But here's some pictures and video that Google Photos has gone ahead and automatically edited for me. So this is a picture I took September 21st. I guess this was this is in Barbados, I think. But I can go through. This is not how the picture came out of the iPhone. It went ahead and automatically edited the photo with an effect to make it look pretty with the ducks and everything like that. It will automatically edit a lot of different things. Let's see, like if you take a burst of photos, it'll edit. Here's fireworks in Disney. See, it's got the fireworks, it's got it automatically animated. It's got all kinds of other things. It is smart enough to automatically animate, make photos, make videos, make everything like that.
Wow.
And I think that's really, really cool. Now the thing is,
Cool.
again though, these are the photos of the past. So where are you looking at in the future? Right now, you know, you take a photo and you just have the thing you're taking a photo of, right? But you don't have yourself in the photo unless you go get someone to take the picture of you. And this is where things start to get really cool. Now, Samsung has had for a long while, has had 360-degree cameras they sell along with their phones, but Apple's never had a 360-degree camera, which is what I think is really quite cool. So this is a 360-degree camera that works with iPhones and iPads. And it's from a company called Insta Nano 360. Don't worry, that's just, no, I wanted to drop the case. I really did, because I don't need the case. So I just clip it on the bottom of my phone. Let me put it up here. I clip it on the bottom of my phone, and when I do that, I have a camera on the front, and I have a camera on the back.
Oh my goodness.
And when I open them up, let me let them behave. I'm opening this app for the first time, so I have to say allow, allow, synchronize. And I can go in like I want to take a photo. Let me go in to take a photo. And I get a full 360-degree image of the room. It's supposed to be upside down, because that's how you have to hold the camera. So it's going to be right side up now. Give it a few seconds. Oh, maybe it's upside down there. Yeah, it won't go. It's right side up here. But I actually have not just what's in front of me, but I can see what's behind me as well. I think maybe I can turn it like this, and then you're upside down, but close enough. But the cool thing is I have not just a perspective of what's in front of me, but what's behind me and everything like that. I can see a full 360 degrees. It's a really cool gadget called the Insta Nano 360. But the problem then comes to, okay, you've got a 360-degree photo, how do you look at it?
Yes.
And this is going to show you where this is an innovative company. And you've never heard of this company. It's just, don't worry. It's just a small Chinese company. But what you do is the box that it comes in, you take the phone, you place it in the box, and you've got lenses in the box. And then you can actually see full 360 with the lenses in the box, which is where it gets really, really, really cool. To give you an idea there. So there's a lot of really cool tech out there nowadays, and this really cool tech is the baseline for a lot of what we're putting on the newer ships. You know, you're going to see automation tech. You're going to be able to say to your cabin, hey Siri, it's not going to be Siri, it's going to be cabin. Where are we going tomorrow? We're going to Key West tomorrow, right?
Right.
I think so. Hey Siri, what's the weather in Key West tomorrow? In the U.S. tomorrow, yes. I don't ask for Washington. This is Siri. Hey Siri, what's the weather in Key West tomorrow? Okay, there you go. Let's see what it is. Just so we know. It's going to be warm. I'm going to need my jacket. No, but it'll ask, Siri, I don't like Siri. I'm a big fan of Alexa. She's my favorite. She's my favorite. She's my mom's favorite as well. Partly cloudy skies, high of 80 degrees and a low of 73. Okay, that's close enough. That's okay. But the cool idea is where all of this tech is headed, and I think the important thing is, you know, a lot of you, most of you came in this room and never heard of Google Photos before. I never heard of that. And you heard of it, and you had it, maybe because I told you about it in the past, but you know, you never heard of Google Photos before. You did. You've got something really cool. I'll give you an idea of another cool thing that you've probably never heard of before. You ever heard of YouTube TV?
Yes.
You've heard of YouTube. You've probably never heard of YouTube TV. YouTube TV is live TV delivered to your phone, and you can record an unlimited number of things and everything like that right on your device. It's going to put the cable companies out of business. I'll give you a big wide horizon thing. You know that right now, I think we're mostly from the States. You know you have AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon. All four of those companies won't exist in the next 5 years. Apple, Google, Facebook, and Amazon are going to be your cell phone carriers of the future. There's no question there. You know, that's the basic idea. So here's the thing. I have a lot of different classes from back when I was in iLounge back in the day that I do still have on my website, and all of these newer ones are going to be posted as well. Now, we're not going to focus on the device. These classes are going to focus more on the future of the tech and where the tech's headed, so it'll work across any device. So you'll be able to see this at digitalmanagerx.com. Like X is in celebrity. So digitalmanagerx.com is my new website. I just set it up at lunchtime. Digitalmanagerx.com is going to have all the different stuff that we're going to be talking about over the next, and the cool thing is it's going to be a different topic every single day. I only had one class with you today, of this cruise, because I just came back. So that's the idea. That's why I wanted to show you what was going on there. Yeah, question? Aha! He asked a very good question. Let me give you, he asked a good question that I think is a very awesome question. He said, can you email photos from Google Photos? Not only can you email photos, but you can email thousands of photos at once. You can email entire albums of photos. Now, if you do photo sharing in iCloud, it eats from storage of every single person's thing. So I can send you 1,000 photos in a single email. It sends a link to you, and then you have that in your Google Photos library. So it has a share function, and you can share it to Facebook, you can share it to email, you can share it to YouTube, you can share it anywhere you want. It's a really cool thing. On that digitalmanagerx.com, there is a class called Get Going with Google Photos. It is an hour and a half on Google Photos. Screen captures and everything like that, so you get an idea. But the main goal of today was, I wanted to show you some cool tech, but I also wanted to tell you that Celebrity, Royal, Azamara are finally getting with the tech program, and I will end with something that I'll show you that you might see on your next cruise. So on your next cruise, just to give you an idea of where they're headed with the tech program, I'll see if this goes up. This is going to be where the technology integration on Celebrity and Royal is going to start, is we're going to have an app that's going to have the daily program, that's going to have the staffed hours, that's going to let you book your shore excursions, that's going to do all of those different things. Let me see if I can, I shouldn't show this, but I will. This is not available yet. Okay, this is,
Is it up on Disney?
yeah. Ours is better than Disney's. We don't watch where your children are. But like you've got,
That's true.
you got the ship and your full daily program, everything like that's on there. You've got deck maps on there. You can see what the all aboard time is and all other cool things like that. So that is coming to a celebrity ship near you very, very, very soon. I can't give you the exact rollout schedule, but it will be in a celebrity ship near you very soon. And then this only gets better. You'll have a virtual concierge. So if you want to get more towels, you can say, hey, I want more towels, and they'll be in your cabin before you get back. Just my favorite feature, you can order beer directly from the app, and they can find you, and all those other things like that. It's really cool tech. It's coming out, and I like to say that the joke is that Royal Caribbean, as of last Friday, became a technology company. We weren't a technology company. We've been sitting quietly. Yeah.
So these devices are using the Wi-Fi on the
Aha. Good question.
and you need to buy the Wi-Fi.
You do not. So here's the cool thing. All of this tech and all of these apps that are coming out nowadays they require the infrastructure of the Wi-Fi, but you will not need Wi-Fi to use them. I think that's the important thing. So what I mean by that is you'll need to be physically connected to Celebrity Wi-Fi, but the app will get updates for free. So the app will get a software update. Once you come on the ship, you'll be able to download the app for free. You'll have a 15-minute window to go in the App Store and download the app for free as well. So the answer is we have a very powerful server on board that's running all that. Yeah?
Richard, do you think septuagenarians can handle all this new technology?
The answer is a lot of you are here willing to listen right now. And my goal is, why I'm out here, I'll give you a simple answer. Why I'm out here is we have a little fun competition to see who can get a larger percentage of the people to participate in the app, either Equinox or Oasis or Allure. So I'm going to be doing these classes to beat Oasis and Allure. And the answer to your question is, if you're ever on a transatlantic with me, I fill 1,100 people in the theater to learn about technology and Google Photos and things at 1 o'clock every day on the transatlantic. So do I think that they can do it? I don't think it. I know it. I'm going to end with that today. My name is Richard. I'm your digital manager on board, and I hope you took a little idea of this little glimpse of what we're doing in the future. Bye!